All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. Go ahead and fill up those cups and find a place to sit. Thank you all for coming out. This group keeps growing. That's super awesome to see all of you here. I remember when we were first trying to get this together, we were hoping that we might get 20 people here. And so to see you all show up is great because we know what a great asset active 1 Million Cups community can be to the entrepreneurs here. So if you haven't been to 1 Million Cups before, it's a little bit different. If you've been to 1 Million Cups, you've heard me say this every time, but essentially we're going to flip things around. Instead of a 20-minute presentation with 5 minutes of Q&A, we're going to have a 6-minute presentation with 20 minutes of Q&A, because what 1 Million Cups is about the people you know and the things that you know. So you're going to be connecting these entrepreneurs with people that can help them, or you're going to be helping them directly. We're going to be crowdsourcing some great ideas in order to grow the business community. All right, so our first presenter is going to be Tiffany with Stroller Moms.
Hello. Oh, good. We're on. I'm Tiffany, and I own Stroller Strong Moms Billings, and I'm so excited to be here today to share a little bit more about this awesome group to which I belong. I just want to give a shout out to Cider Mill. I haven't been here yet, but this smells amazing and looks amazing. And also to Rock 31 for this opportunity, and to Mazevo Coffee for keeping us caffeinated. So I just want to have you stand up just real quick. I'm a fitness instructor, so you knew there had to be a little activity, right? All right. So I want you to go ahead and just find the bottom of your chair and then stand back up. Okay, that's a squat. We're going to do a couple more together. So I want you to push up through those heels. Keep that core engaged. I should be able to see what's on your shirt. I want you to exhale on your way out. That's for our pregnant and postpartum mamas to engage the pelvic floor. And give me one more. All right, good job. And that is a little glimpse of group fitness. And you collectively were involved in a goal, listening to what I said, and you survived. And so this is what makes Stroller Strong Moms so special, is that we strengthen our bonds through group fitness. So Stroller Strong Moms Billings helps moms achieve their fitness goals through boot camp style workouts and the support of friends. And I just want to tell you a little bit today about our overarching organization, how I found, didn't mean to scare you, how I found SLAM, and a little bit more about myself and my business, and then recruit some much needed advice from you. So SLAM Billings is an affiliate in the SLAM Nation Network, and our mission is to bring women together. Gosh, I'm sorry. You're supposed to have a button-up shirt, and like you can't work out in a button-up shirt. It's to bring women together, not only as moms, but as athletes, who teach their children that their bodies are the greatest instruments that they will ever own. So it was founded in 2011 by Alexa Smith. I call her the owner. We currently have 34 locations. All of our instructors and SLAM bosses are certified through accredited organizations. We have 2 staff dietitians and a pelvic floor physical therapist. And then SLAM Billings, aka Big Sky Slam, started this summer. And our mission is also in line with SLAM Nations, and that's to help mamas find their inner athlete. So our classes are challenging, but they're modifiable for pregnancy, postpartum, sleepless nights, and tantruming toddlers. We work out year-round, outside in the summertime and indoor during the winter, and we offer classes Monday through Thursday. And I hope to expand as soon as I find an instructor, so if you want to help out, you just let me know after we're done here. And we also provide a much-needed community for moms. So we organize monthly Moms Night Out, play groups 1 to 2 times a month, and then we're also finalizing our SLAM Gives Back program. We are mom-focused, so we give moms a space that they can work out and fill up their cup so they can mom strong all day long. Now, I found Stroller Strong Moms 9 months after adopting our first son, and I was new as a stay-at-home mom. I was very lonely and isolated. And I had a thriving career, but I knew that I needed to stay at home to help our Asian sensation transition from an orphan to a son. I had a couple mama friends, but I never felt connected. And one of my acquaintances told me about this stroller group that was starting up, and I just sort of laughed. Like, I was an athlete. I wasn't going to regress my fitness so I could walk around the park with a bunch of stroller moms. Boy, was I wrong. I was super nervous for my first class, mostly because I wasn't a biological mom like the rest of the moms. But the moms were so welcoming and kind, and Katie, the owner and instructor at the time, seemed to hate all of us equally by the workouts that she threw our way. So I was hooked. I mean, these mamas were legit, but it wasn't exclusive. Anyone could come. I watched moms that couldn't do a plank progress to doing push-ups on their toes, and moms ran consistently faster. They improved in form, and they just gained a glow of confidence about themselves. And these moms were a community to me. They supported me. They celebrated my son's first gotcha day. They supported our second adoption, and they loved me through an unexpected pregnancy. So not only had I found an epic workout, but I had found the joy in motherhood that I was missing. I soon became an instructor, and then when the owner had to move, my husband and I decided to buy Fairbanks, and it was one of the best decisions. So about me, I can put together an arguably fun workout, but I'm also qualified to serve my moms in other ways. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and my fitness certification is through the American College of Sports Medicine, so I'm a higher level personal trainer. And I'm also a pregnancy and postpartum athleticism coach, so I'm able to serve my moms, my pregnant and postpartum moms, with knowledge and intention. I'm also one of the SLAM dietitians who writes for the SLAM Nation blog and also does the live videos. I have an amazing husband, and I'm a mama to 3 wild and crazy boys. I've owned a location before in Fairbanks, and we were quite successful. While I was SLAM boss, we doubled in membership, and I had 3 instructors that I managed teaching classes for me. We had a very engaged group of mamas, and we just enjoyed slamming together and doing mom life together. And what they taught me was the importance of community and serving one another. And so when we moved to Billings, I just knew that I had to bring that here. I've been the SLAM boss here in Billings for 7 months. I've been blessed again with a dedicated group of moms. And it's been fun to develop our bonds as moms and as athletes, but also watch the relationships of our kiddos grow class by class. So I love this. This is the best job ever, and I want to share it with more moms because moms deserve a safe place to work out and an understanding place to take their kids, and then a competent instructor who will meet them where they're at. So I've owned a location before, but Billings is a very different vibe than Fairbanks, and it's also not a military community. And so this is where you come in. I feel so lucky to be in front of such a connected and knowledgeable audience to glean from you. So 2 things that I'm kind of thinking about, which I'm sure you have more, is before I bought Fairbanks, I lived there for 9 years. So I was very connected. I'd worked for the hospital and the university, and I just don't have those connections here. I don't know people at the hospital. I can't walk into many of the clinics and be like, hey, because then they would just think I was weird. And then also there seems to be just more working from home, working outside of the home moms here. And so I'd like to offer this same community in the evenings. So places where we could work out outside in the evenings or indoors so that we could do this year round. So I really appreciate your time. Thank you for doing squats. You did awesome. And then now it's your turn. Thank you. That's it? Okay, no. So about the connections with the hospitals or community groups, I have reached out to the YMCA to see about doing kind of an exchange there, and I just need to present a proposal to see if they'll accept that. I'm tapped into Billings Moms Facebook group, and that's about it. That's all that I have. I don't know. I haven't heard back from anybody at the hospital that I've tried to connect with, and that's where I'm at.
Well, I can definitely connect you with some people at the hospital. I know both hospitals typically do like wellness fairs, and so I don't know if they charge outside vendors or if anybody here knows that anymore, but we can definitely do that. Okay, is it nominal or is it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, yeah. So we could definitely get you in there because that would put you in front of a bunch of people who are your peers, sort of in general, and then in their space. And they work those odd shifts, so coming to a 9 a.m. class might be doable. So remind me to do that too.
Okay. Thank you.
Those folks.
Might also stop in at Riverstone Health. I
think that Healthy by Design is run out of Brimstone Health.
Okay, is that a clinic?
That's
Yes,
the,
it's
that's the city county health program.
Oh, okay, like public health.
Yes.
Okay,
Church
yes.
And then also maybe even Park and Rec.
Okay, I could, that's a good thing. I had a hard time connecting with them before we moved here, but Miss Lorraine put me in touch, and so I can definitely expand on with Parks and Rec, because we do work out at the parks in the summertime. Yes?
Have you heard of a group called Growing Business in Billings?
Yes, and I'm meeting with her on Friday. So one done, yes.
I'm not part of that group.
Oh, why not? Yes, she did like 2011 to 2015. I can't for
Molly Reese.
Yes, thank you. She worked out at Pioneer Park, and that would be
She has this. She's a PE teacher in a school, which is why she ended up not being able to do anymore. She got too busy, but she would have all these resources of how she got her.
Yes, that would be great, because before we moved down here, I was looking and had seen all of. I mean, she was in the paper, and she was. And I wanted to email her, but then I was like, am I stalking? Would that be weird? That would be awesome.
Actually, the school district might be a sweet for the summertime. That would definitely give you a boost for those teachers.
Well, and as I say, PTAs too, because I know like our kids go to the same school, and so I think that would be an opportunity to give. I know a handful of moms in our like PTA community that are either work-at-home moms or stay-at-home moms that have more flexible schedules. That's okay.
That's my alarm. I'm sorry.
It's time for class.
Right, it is.
And so I think that might be an opportunity is to on the school district's website there are different PTAs meet different times, but they might give you an opportunity to present to the PTA, or else hand something out that would allow you to get plugged into parents across the Billings community that isn't just in the community you live in, but
Right.
around.
That would be awesome. These are really good suggestions. I just, again, like I started this 4 weeks after we moved here, so. Yes.
I talked to Barb Gustafson at the school district's adult education program. She can rent you 70 school buildings in the evenings during the year. Because they have all of the buildings and it's 70 buildings, so. That way you can do evening programs or weekend programs literally anywhere in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does she do the,
She handles all of that. Night outs.
yes,
That's
yes,
her.
yes. Okay,
And she also rents all of those facilities.
okay, is she on vacation now?
I don't know.
So I had talked to somebody that was ahead of that, and she is on vacation, but I'll check and see if it's her and someplace warm. But that would be great, because the thing in Fairbanks is like because some winters were so long and summers were so short that there was no available space in the evenings with the schools, but here there's a lot more schools, so that would be
Well, all the schools have a gymnasium.
right. That would be awesome. Okay.
The other one is that we talked to Church McCracken at Village Center. He created their obstetrics program. He's an OBGYN that runs all of it.
Okay,
So he would be someone who could partner on this really easily.
that would be awesome. What was?
Church McCracken.
Oh my gosh, I need to write this down. I'm sorry. I know.
Only somebody's taking video.
Oh, we are on video, aren't we?
They can edit.
Now, could you make that introduction for her? Just so we can write it down.
It would be better if she talked with it. Yeah.
Turk.
Church, TERSH.
Okay, that would be great. And then the school district. I'm writing this down. This is good stuff. And then Molly Reese. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this would be, because I think once, you know, we're just here for the moms, and I really want to promote just a more positive environment, not necessarily body back, but body forward. You know, your life changes when you have kids, and so I want moms to know that there's a supportive group and that it's okay to love your kids 1 minute and to not love them the next minute, and that's okay.
Is this solely for moms of like toddlers and stroller age kids, or can moms with older kids come to this as well?
Moms with older kids are certainly welcome. In Fairbanks, we had moms that once their kids went to school, then they still came. They threw their weights in their stroller and then pushed it around the park so that they could do running. And they got like the best workouts because they didn't have to open snacks. They didn't have to stop fights. Or if they got really tired, they were like the best baby snugglers because they'd say, no, you go do that and I will.
So I moved here from Alaska, and like you, it is different when you first get here. But I will tell you that after you get adopted into this community, it'll be amazing, and you're going to feel wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
The next thing I wanted to mention is that the women's run is a big driver of women's fitness in Billings. And so I was like, maybe I'll reconnect.
Well, I haven't, I want to email them because I made an event that our Stroller Strong Moms would be at the women's. I can't even tell you, it's hit like 9,000 people hitting out. And so I wanted to tell them, like, I'm not trying to take over your event. We just put something that we were going there, but I will definitely connect with them.
Yeah, I think if you can make a big production when you're there, wearing your shirts and stuff.
Right, that would be awesome.
Do you have a Facebook page that we can all like and share for you?
Yes, ma'am, it's Stroller Strong Moms Billings. So I put some business cards out there and they should have our stuff, but we do have a Facebook page and an Instagram page.
Do you have a location? Is it one place or do you go to different parks? How does that work?
That's a good question. So we, in the summertime, we alternate, this summer we'll be alternating between Pioneer Park and Optimist Park off of Orchard or Hallowell. And then in the winter, we alternate between the mall and the Boys and Girls Club. So we try to do something different. Like Pioneer Park has the hill, which the moms hate, so it's good for workouts. And then Optimist Park has a lot of, like it has a fun playground that we can also work out at. And so and then the kids have a different place and different places to play. So, so we try to move around as much as possible.
Have you reached out to like midwives or doulas or Yellowstone naturopathic? They do, I think they do like prenatal massage, stuff like that. That maybe might be where you'd be getting newer, clients that are new moms.
Right.
Or good moms to be.
Right, and that's being a pregnancy and postpartum coach. Like I want to grab those moms so that like you might not be back in 6 weeks like the doctor says, and these are ways that we control our breath and blah, blah, blah. So that's a good, and the midwives. I knew so many in Fairbanks and I just don't know anybody here. Was there?
Yeah, what are you doing next Thursday, the 27th? I'm not asking you about that. I'm still trying to figure out how older kids fit in the stroller. On the 27th, we have the Business of Healthcare Summit. We'll have all of our healthcare professionals partnering with our business community to learn about our growing healthcare sector. I'm wondering if I can, my team's not here to regulate me, but some of you are. But I'm wondering if we could plug you in for a demonstration in front of that audience.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So let's talk about it.
And what was your name?
Steve Arbacell with Big Sky Economics.
And Steve, I did call you one day when you were driving.
Did we talk?
Yes. I didn't realize that. No. My friend Megan told me about you and the group to get a hold of the parks, and I didn't realize that. Yes. I just called him, and I didn't realize that you were the that you had a whole team to help people, and he graciously talked to me and then pointed me in No, I really appreciate it. I was hoping that you would be here so I could say thank you for taking the time for someone so insignificant as...
No, I don't know if it's connecting you at the right level for what you want to do, but I just think exposure, you could add an element of excitement. I got to clear this with other folks. But
Well, I would love to, and yeah, thank you so much.
have you talked to the Mormon Catholic churches here? Because they're still very pro-family, big family, lots of kids.
I have not, but I...
That's probably about 15 to 20% of the city population.
Oh, wow, okay.
A lot of them have gyms.
And they have gyms?
Yeah, or some sort of record.
Tiffany, put Jamie Canning on there, that's the name, and we'll connect. But,
Okay.
she's a doula, and she also runs the movies in the park with the
Oh,
Parks and
yes,
Rec.
yes.
I'll connect you guys because she's a good friend of mine too.
Okay. Oh, this has been wonderful. Thank you so very much. This is exactly what I needed. So, we done?
No.
Oh, sorry. It's like...
Absolutely not. I just wanted to say thank you so much. I'm so impressed with the way this is going with the group and with you. This is exactly what 1 Million Cups is about. At some point during the presentation, one of the organizers is supposed to ask what we as a community can do for you. But the question is pointless because you guys got it. This is exactly it. So we still have like 3 or 4 minutes for questions if you need it. So
Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for making 1 Million Cups awesome.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. Well, I really appreciate this. Yes.
So, in terms of ages of kids, is there like a point where it doesn't really make sense for a mom to come with their kiddos? Like I think of my wife, got 2 kids. One of them is 4, the other one is 19 months, and she works full time. So if she was interested in this, the first question she'd ask is, okay, I've got a couple kids, what do I do with my kids? Can I bring them? If I do bring them, is it going to be awkward? What do we do with them? So do you have any answers for those type of questions?
So that's a great question. So there isn't an age limit for the kiddos, and what's awesome is we try to keep the kiddos in the strollers or close to the strollers, like we have a magic mat during the workout because there's sprinting mamas and there's flying weights with kettlebell swings, and so we want to keep the kiddos safe. But as they get older, especially in the summertime, they jump right into the workout. I mean, my boys know leg swings and push-ups and side shuffle and burpees and lunges, and they know how to put together a workout. And my oldest is turning 7 this next month. And my sister, she's come with her girls and they have worked out with us. So there just isn't an age limit. And the little ones, you give them snacks, and then, we do bubbles and songs sometimes, and just watching the moms is enough entertainment. So there isn't an age limit, and I have like a double stroller. Both my 2 youngest go in there, and then my oldest stays with. And if we have to go a long way, like, he can sit on the front, and then I push 3 boys all over the place. But it works, and no, there isn't an age limit or age requirement for them to be there.
You might also talk to Mike Follett at Billings Clinic. He's their outreach, community outreach director, the kind of person who could help you put together events.
Oh, that would be...
And he's a physical therapist by training.
Oh, okay. We like physical therapists. I've got notes
Mike
everywhere.
will be at the summit on next Thursday.
Okay.
Make sure you grab him.
Okay, we could do burpees there. I bet everybody would love that.
Do you have to have a stroller?
No, you don't have to have a stroller, especially if your kiddos are right. No, and the nice thing about a stroller, and I can always throw more, is like you can put your weights in there. But I had a mom in Fairbanks, and she put her weights in her backpack, and then would tighten it on and run between stations out in the summertime, and so that works.
So I am a part of Stroller Strong Moms. I just came to support Tiffany, and all I can say is it is amazing. I was very nervous to start out with because 3-year-olds, little kids, and they do scream. her kids scream, my kids scream. Sometimes they're all screaming at the same time. But let me tell you, I don't know if you've ever done like CrossFit or anything hardcore, but this mama makes you work hard. But it's such a fun, loving environment, and she has such a heart to reach out to mamas. She was right with me. I was the last person in this exercising, and she was just right with me, doing it with me, getting me through. She takes care of the kids and the mamas, and even out of class, she's making sure that we're taken care of. She just does an amazing job. So I just wanted to lift her up. I know I run a household, which is kind of like a business, but
Well, thank you.
So,
and I didn't even.
You can have old kids, young kids, any kids, and other mamas will help out. And it's awesome.
Thank you.
Mike talked to MSC Village about doing your workout, which is a lot of wide rolling sidewalks, trees. It's 47 acres.
Wow.
And they train elementary teachers and sports kinesiologists there.
Oh.
And
Okay.
1/3 of the students have kids.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's an older campus. So.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate your time. This has just been awesome, and I have an entire list to do. So that's so that's great. Are there any more questions? Yes. In the Heights, I haven't found a park there, but I wouldn't mind. What I need, and maybe anybody who wants to do this, like I need 2 more instructors, and then we can hold classes in the Heights and then out here. So if you want to be an instructor?
My daughter, I could do that. I just can't. My daughter-in-law is a fitness instructor, and she lives in the Heights. She would be thrilled to have something between 9 and 2 while her kids are at school.
Oh, yes, and you don't have to, like, kids are not required. I mean, like I said, you get a pretty good workout when your kids are not there. I mean, you get a good workout when they are, but like, you don't have anybody else to pay attention to. So, well, I thank you guys so much. This has been wonderful. Thank you for your time.
All right, folks, this is our little section in between where we kind of do announcements. One thing to keep in mind, we've been able to book out about a month in advance. This is going to allow us to promote the speakers much more. So let's go ahead and keep that momentum going, keep putting in those applications, so that way we can stay a month out, and then you guys can really be aware of what's going on in the 1 Million Cups community. You'll be able to take these posts and these calendars and share them to help promote the speakers and grow the event. So if you're interested or you know anyone who's interested in speaking, please let us know. One of the benefits of signing up to be a presenter is that you can actually put some items in the bulletin. And so we have a few bulletin items here. Tomorrow, Thursday the 20th, from 1 to 4, there's a LinkedIn lead generation and Facebook lead generation workshop put on by Steve and Doug. And so go ahead and talk to them or go to socialmontana.com to register. It is a free event, so that would be a great thing to do. And then, of course, Shelby has a mastermind today at 3 p.m. It's on work-life balance at First Montana Title. And if you've never been to one, your first one is free. So that'll be today at 3 at First Montana Title. And our next speaker is going to be Clementine with Rita and Betty.
Okay, good. I feel like Tiffany. I'm like, is my microphone gonna work? Of course, I decided to wear. I have dresses with pockets, and I decided to wear like the one outfit that doesn't have pockets. So, bear with me as I'm holding all the things. So I have a craft subscription box company that also does pop-ups here in Billings, and the craft subscription box is primarily geared towards adults. It's children can do them. I don't market to children or market to parents of children because you'll see why here in a moment. But not everything is safe for young humans. I guess I'll start here. Adulting is a lot of pressure, and anyone who disagrees with me, then I want your life. We know that self-care is something that we really need to do. We hear that buzzword all the time, self-care, self-care, self-care. I don't care if you're a man, I don't care if you're a woman. we all hear that word somehow in our life. And the thing of it is especially this group of entrepreneurs and business people, we all know that we have something to do, somewhere to be, somewhere, some phone call to be on, and it doesn't really matter what time of day it is. We're going to be needing to do those things until our head hits the pillow and we wake up at dark 30 to start it all over the next day. But the thing of it about Rita and Betty is that we optimize our craft boxes to take some of that anxiety and stress and mold it into a heavy dose of self-care in small, manageable bits. So who are we? Well, we're a little bit Rita. Rita is my grandmother. She was born in what is now Spanish Harlem in 1913. In 1913, it was Irish Harlem. She's the daughter of Irish immigrants, and she had a humble upbringing. She was the ultimate homemaker, excelling in baking, fashion, and the mother of 6 rambunctious children. My father is the youngest male of their family, and she definitely made do with what she had, creating along the way. She raised her children in Bergen County, New Jersey, and all of them have gone on to do very amazing things with their life. We're also a little bit Betty. Betty was part of my family story since 1967. Obviously, that's before I was born. She's the extended grandmother to me. Her granddaughter is my best friend literally since we were born. It goes even one step further. In 1967, her son dated my mother, and they became best friends ever since. So I'm still very involved with this family. Rita nor Betty are with us any longer, but I spent many summers at her kitchen table with her granddaughter, and we learned how to cook, how to make cookies, how to clean a sink, how to clean toilets, and oh my gosh, she taught us how to create with what you had. That sewing machine was out on that table, and it was a matter of figuring out how to use it and what we needed to do with the things she had in her house, and that wasn't a problem. Like Rita, Betty crafted out of necessity, not leisure. And then who are we? We're also the brainchild of myself. I learned to sew with a needle and thread at 4 years old. My mother literally handed me fabric and handed me a needle. She taught me how to thread it and said, have fun. I don't remember getting hurt, so I guess I did okay at it. But although my skills needed to be refined, I kind of always had the pleasure of crafting and being a homemaker. Younger in my life, I never thought that was a positive thing. And as I've gotten older, I'm like, that's not a lot of people my age have that skill. And more people are refining that skill. But I remember I think my freshman year in high school, I actually sewed a pair of bib overalls out of denim on a 1918 sewing machine, because it's the only sewing machine we had in our house. And I was I found the pattern, I found the material, and I was all about making the fashion that I couldn't afford at the department stores. So then after a career in mental health, before I started this company, I was the executive director of NAMI Billings. And I realized that really advocating for persons with mental health was a passion of mine, and that's twofold. One is I suffer from mental health conditions myself, and realizing when I was helping other people that we're all very similar, and that really no one's symptoms or issues were any more drastic or better than anyone else's. We all kind of it's a human condition more often than not. And I really wanted to figure out how I could create and make do in the mental health advocacy role, but how could I also make that into a business that I loved and enjoyed? Well, after I was doing research, I realized that if you use your hands for 30 minutes a day, you actually release as much serotonin as working out for 30 minutes a day. So if you just partner Tiffany and I together, you're gonna be really happy. And these are some of the crafts we did. Quite honestly, I just did a craft class with Charisse at Bitterroot Sip and Paint. We had a 7-year-old make this. So just to give you an idea. So I've kind of told you who we are, but what are we? We're a mental health solution. I just told you that crafting for 30 minutes a day can actually release as much serotonin as working out for the same time. And I repeat that over and over again, because honestly, in the UK right now, doctors are prescribing knitting, crafting, and dance for mental health treatment over antidepressants. And it's a big deal, and it's a big opportunity. We're also a night in with friends. I have my boxes up here, and please, after this is all done, come and rummage through them and look at them of what you get in a box. Our subscription boxes promote social interaction, but not on necessarily a public level. Not everyone wants to be in a networking group. Not everyone wants to leave their house or get out of their pajamas when they get home from work. And I know that there's plenty of times I would much rather invite my friends over and have us sit in our pajamas and I'll cook some food and just let's craft and let's hang out and let our kids play in another room, and that would make my life easier. Our subscription box is delivered in even months, and then we're more than a craft store. So when you get your kit, you receive the complete kit. We provide all the supplies other than common household items like electricity, bowls, and water that you would need to do your craft. I told somebody in one of my classes, it's like you could do crafting while you're camping. As long as you have access to electricity, like if you had an RV, then you could probably do crafting while you're camping to do most of our crafts. There's not really anything you wouldn't have camping that you don't receive in a box. So how do we do it? Well, I do pop-up classes and corporate team building. I have subscription boxes, and then I have one-time only purchases, which are online. And then what does the subscription box look like? And some of you may know the subscription box model, and some of you may not. So I wanted to walk you through that. You order your kit online by the first of the month, and that's by the even month. If you order your kit by any time in an odd month, that's fine. We ship you your kit to your door 14 days later. Then you check your box incessantly for the next 5 days after we ship it out to make sure you get it. And then you open your box and take 100 selfies and post it to social media so everyone can see how awesome the box is. And then you schedule that break from the real world and craft your heart out. My boxes are set up to work in about 15-minute increments. And really, anybody who's busy can probably take a 15-minute break. We all do on our phones to play games, read the news, scroll through Facebook. And I encourage others to do something else with that. This is a craft. My son actually did this one at the class at West Charisse this weekend, and he's 9. I had to think for a second. So the thing is, so kids can use it. This is done with a hot glue gun, and so you have to trust your child with an extremely hot glue gun. I don't do low temperature hot glue guns. They are the high temperature. And then same thing, I also have this kit, which is the wood burning cutting board kit. And when you get them, I can open it up here real quick and show you. So this is what your box looks like. Whoopsies, delivered. I got it. I'll just put it behind me. There's tape on the bottom to secure it. But inside, you get a little welcome. This is the wreath kit. And so you'll get the welcome. It'll tell you what's in the kit, and then there's also instructions for how to do the kit. The other thing you'll see on this is it will tell you actually the video. I have a YouTube channel that you can go and check the videos on, and all of our videos are uploaded to do the kit craft. However, it is a private channel, so you actually have to have the link in order to get access to the crafts. So yeah, that's Rita and Betty and what we do and how we operate. Thank you so much. I'll start here. Right now, it's done in the basement of my home. I do have a fulfillment center in Missoula that I've been talking with, the owner of Quilty Box, Patrick, and I have gotten connected, and he actually started a fulfillment center in Missoula because of his subscription box. I'm just not there in my subscribers to have to utilize that yet, but it's definitely something that Patrick and I have been in talks with, and actually, oddly enough, the manager of that fulfillment center happens to be a childhood friend of mine, so it works well. Yes? Our boxes are $49.95 monthly or every other month for an ongoing subscription. You can also subscribe for 3 boxes or 6 boxes at a time, and there is a discount for each one. It is an automatic renewal system, and they do all include free shipping. The boxes of one-time only, though, are priced at $49.95, and they do not include free shipping. So if you buy a one-time box, you have to pay shipping.
I'm always so excited about what you're doing, Clementine. What is your really big vision here? Where do you think you're going with this? Because I have ideas for you. But also, then with that, what's the biggest challenge to getting there? What can we help you with?
Yes. So my vision, I really would love to see this be on par with kind of the Stitch Fixes, Bark Boxes of the world. I really do see this as something that it isn't just a curated box. It's something that I think, like I said, the mental health component is so near and dear to my heart that I think that it's one of those pieces that that really can get out and get into people's homes. And it's not intimidating, because literally it's not like you're going to the craft store and buying all the things and then you have 5 boxes of or bags of craft stuff. You have 22 things left over, and then you're like, I don't even have a video. I saw this Pinterest tutorial and I think I'm doing it right. And so we have written instructions and we have a video instruction, really to make that kind of take the guesswork out. My biggest challenge. I think my biggest challenge is twofold. One, on my own, we launched in November 2018, and I really didn't want to hit the ground running because I didn't know what I was doing. I totally thought this up, did the research, figured out where to supply my stuff from, found people like Patrick at Quilty Box to run things by. And so now I have suppliers and I have wholesalers and I have things. I think the big one is just marketing and getting it out more into our community, especially. I do monthly pop-up classes at Bitterroot Sip and Paint. And that's probably one of those pieces where I've gotten more clients from my subscription box than I have anywhere else. But getting turnout to Sharice's store to help. I keep pointing to Sharice because she's back there. So that's probably, but yeah, getting the word out of who I am and where I'm at. And I will ship to Canada and to Europe as well. And there is a shipping charge for those, but it's not actually, it's very nominal comparatively to what international shipping is. Yeah.
So you mentioned how your boxes are complete and you can do it camping. So I was just thinking of some common things that I might be expecting to have, like scissors or some sort of a paper punch or any of that. Now, if a craft requires scissors, are there going to be scissors in the box?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Now, would it be more effective to put together the commonly used items, brand them Rita and Betty, and make that as a welcome box? Ooh. So on your first box, you get your Rita and Betty scissors, you get your Rita and Betty whatever, and then you get that anytime somebody signs up for a subscription, you get this welcome kit, and so they have all of this nice company branded merchandise that they get right away to really welcome them and make them feel like, you know,
I love that idea.
Awesome. And then you don't have to put the scissors in the box going forward.
Right. Right. No, that's a fantastic idea. Thank you. Yeah, never even crossed my mind. I love it.
What are you thinking of for target audience? Is this more corporate? You want to do more corporate events, or you want people who just want to craft, or what's the?
My avatar.
I see it in like an education setting too.
Totally.
So
honestly, my avatar is women between the ages of 35 and 65. That is my avatar. But I'm finding, as I've launched this business a year ago, that more people are interested in it for team building, and I've had a handful of clients, and that was never in my purview of thought processes until people started reaching out to me to do team building and corporate events and things like that. So that's been an interesting segue in a market that I don't know a ton about, but I've definitely been approached and have done things in that world.
That might be a way to grow at least a piece of it.
Absolutely, and I would love to. I've been being the director of a nonprofit, and I've been doing facilitation. I have a degree in mediation, so facilitating is not foreign to me. So, yeah.
Regarding your YouTube channel, you said it was private?
The YouTube channel, the videos are private for subscribers only. I do have some public videos on there that are, I started and I didn't, we had moved and life happened and it's been an insane 3 months for anyone that knows me. I actually took a month and a half off of work completely, didn't check my email, didn't do anything because I got really sick. So anyway, with all that, I have these YouTube videos that I do that are on our website and a vlog and blog that are called Home Craft Hacks. And they really are kind of things you can do at home with either Dollar Tree items or things that you already have in your house, so they're not really expensive, and they're free. Like it's things like, let me teach you how to do this, and I'll still walk you through the video tutorial of doing it, but it's too inexpensive. The product is too inexpensive for me to want to charge, because everything I charge for is actually less than retail.
So why don't you keep the tutorial ones? My other thought.
No, I love this. I keep asking questions.
HelloFresh, for example,
Yeah.
very similar model. You can go to their website, see the recipes, do it yourself without ordering a box, which might seem counterintuitive, but being able to see, oh, this recipe is really simple, or this video was really simple, I could do this, but I'm just going to source the ingredients. So then they subscribe because they see you put the stuff together. They see, oh, I really don't need anything. I really don't it fulfills all your promises without them ordering a box.
No, I like that idea.
Yeah. So just being able to see what I could be getting, that it's not really that hard, that I am capable of doing, that I don't need stuff, but I don't want to go to Hobby Lobby and buy all these things. You know, so
I can just go and buy the box online.
Yeah, so you can see that all the promises will be fulfilled before you actually get your box.
I like that idea.
So hiding the videos might not be beneficial.
Yeah, I know. I can see that.
I agree with that. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, do you have an email subscription?
Yes.
So then, because that would be another place to put those videos on, like the guy that does Story Brand, he has this little clip and he just tells you how to make your business better. And yes, you can get a lot of information from him, but I kind of want to go meet him because, you know, like he gives all of that stuff, content for free. So
No, I like that. Yeah, I've really vacillated with that model kind of, and I think what my piece is that the other craft subscription boxes that exist out there, which there are plenty, they have a similar model, and I think that I was just kind of, but no, I totally can see your logic. It makes way more sense to me. Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, if you build it, they will come. For a baseball reference for anybody else. Yes.
About targeting, there's a lot of divorced families in all communities, and a lot of times with the blended families, they're getting teenagers or young adults into the home for about 2 to 3 months during the summer, and so the parent isn't used to having that, isn't used to having a child, and so you can spend a small loan fortune at Hobby Lobby just like entertaining them for those 2 to 3 months, where this would be an awesome solution.
That's a great, no, I've never thought of that, but that's a great idea.
Mental health and emotional health of the child coming into the home, it gives an easier solution.
Well, and family time.
Patent it maybe even in that direction of like, you know, a welcome back box or something like that, you know, for the summer.
Absolutely. I was like, rock, paper, scissors. I don't care. Go ahead.
With like St. John's here in town yet?
I have not.
Yeah, you get to connect with them because a lot of the residents
Absolutely.
have stuff to do.
Yeah.
The mental health issue is really important.
Totally. And they actually are like a quarter mile from my house.
Yeah,
I could like walk. I could put it in the stroller and walk there.
Two things. One, for target marketing, when you mention it's so complete, it makes me think of people that are far away from craft stores.
Yes.
You know, in Franklin, so you think of rural households, they do a ton of that, but even apartments where they can't bear all the extra stuff. They have no storage, so sending them the complete would be really helpful, as well as they may be an hour from a hobby store.
Right. Well, that's actually where my business model came from, was this idea of like thinking about, I used to work for a nonprofit that worked in rural Montana, and actually I call it Frontier Montana. And so I would spend all these times with these farmers and ranchers in the middle of nowhere, and they would be like, oh yeah, the closest Walmart is in X. And like, you go far enough north, the closest Walmart's in Canada, not down in wherever, Miles City or wherever the next Walmart is. And Walmart has a craft piece, but ultimately they depend on, like you're missing that piece and it's like, oh, Amazon 2 days. And so that's actually was where some of this came from, is how to deal with like frontier America, because there's a huge demographic there. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Do you have an idea of how to reach them?
And because they're so scattered, they're challenging. One that's actually pretty efficient here would be through the rural electric cooperatives.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting
That
way.
covers just about everybody.
Sure.
That's half the households. The other thought, which is really rude, but would fit with your background, would be working through the regional mental health centers. Would be cheaper than Prozac, Steve.
Sometimes.
They serve huge populations.
No, it totally is. And I'm actually great friends with Barb, so I could totally get in with her.
You mentioned Amazon, but did you ever think about putting your boxes on Amazon for subscription or a one-time purchase?
I have. The red tape around Amazon is really, as a solopreneur right now, not advantageous for my money in, money out. It's definitely in my someday, maybe if I can get enough money to hire someone who I can delegate that to. But yeah, it's an awesome thing. I tried it, and I tried to do the market, and then I realized that it was there's a lot more red. I don't know how fake things get on Amazon because there's a lot of red tape. They're really good. So, yeah.
So first of all, I love the reference to the food boxes, because from the minute you start talking about it, like Blue Apron,
Yep.
and, HelloFresh, and they also, like you can go to Blue Apron, I don't know what the other ones do, but you can buy like the pots and pans, and similar to what they're talking about with the kit. So two things, that, but also if you could put out a summer box where, like what you're talking about. So it's like a one-time thing, just to, like a foot in the door type thing.
Yeah, one-time thing with a handful of crafts.
And then that would be something to do Amazon, where
Yeah.
you just had one thing, and then it's just all about taking that foot in the door.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Thanks. Yeah.
Have you thought about like assisted living, senior center?
I hadn't until someone mentioned St. John's. So, yeah, no, that's perfect. No, but I think that's a great idea. I never even crossed my mind, and actually, I named the company after 2 grandparents. So that's a big deal. Yes.
And then, of course, other than getting the word out, which we're all going to do for you, what can we as a community do for you? What are you hoping to get from this, or what sort of connections would you like to make?
I'll answer that, but you had a question first.
Really quick, it was actually, we thought of, or we put together a referral or affiliate program. So, like, get your friends to craft and get a free box.
I haven't done that.
Price off a box or something.
It's something I've thought about. If you have knowledge on the best practices to do that or how to do that, that would be awesome. No, there is. There is. The thing of it, a lot of it is the software or what I found as an e-commerce, the behind the scenes is way more complicated than anyone thinks it is. And there's an amazing company out of Scotland that does subscription box e-commerce called Subly, and I've been so lucky to be, like, I messaged the CEO on Facebook Messenger all the stinking time, and I was like, the fact that I have access to you is mind-blowing to me. But so anyone here who is starting out, like, don't think that because someone's in a certain role that they're not accessible. I reached out to him once just to ask a question, and then we've been back and forth. So that's been really good, and he has some really great insight because he sees himself as a competitor to Cratejoy, which in the subscription box world is a great database of subscription boxes, but if you actually sell your box through them, Cratejoy owns your subscriber, you don't. And so I've really been hesitant to use them because they actually don't give up those subscribers very easily. And I don't really want to lose people because of a proprietary partnership. So yeah, how can you guys help me the most? I think honestly, because I am international, if you have people, obviously getting the word out in this community is big, but if you have people who you know like to craft across the world and country, that is a big one. And I think the thing of it is that I used to live in Ireland. I lived in Ireland for a number of years. And so for me, that's actually, as I do these boxes, I'm thinking of like, what is accessible in the UK right now? What, if I wanted to do this craft in the UK, how would I do it? And over there, it's not, there's not a fabric store like Michael's over there. There's like fabric shops and craft shops, and everything is in its own piece. And so I really try to think about how can I solve that problem, because in America we have access to a lot more than even our first world counterparts. And so that's been probably the other piece for me, is trying to figure out. And if you guys have any other ideas, I have stickers back there, but my business cards are here too, and I'd love for you to call me, email me, shoot me more information. Like I was thinking, I'd love it.
So and we've talked about this, like one of our moms night out, not necessarily you bringing a bunch of boxes, but I say I have 7 moms.
Yep.
And
So
we want to do a mom's night out.
absolutely, and I will do that where I will either sell boxes individually or like with Shrieks, like we did this craft last Saturday. I'm gonna look at you because I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. And so we did this craft and it was $35 for the class. And the reason why it's so much cheaper than the box is that I keep the hot glue guns, I keep the wire, I keep like all the extra stuff that you're paying for in the box, I keep, but at the same time you still get to leave locally with a craft that looks the same as it would in the box. So, yeah.
So I really enjoyed your pop-up class that I did there at Central Day, like super fun. And I'm not one that does like subscription boxes. It's just not my thing. But would you ever consider like kind of franchising out your pop-ups? So like if somebody somewhere else wanted to like start it, and maybe they could keep the supplies. And do like what you do here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely something that's crossed my mind. Kind of going to Karen saying like, where's your big picture? I mean, I've even looked at like the idea, like there's direct sales kind of companies that do things like that. And I don't know if direct sales is the way I'd want to go, or franchising. It's definitely in my headspace of like 5 years down the road if I can get there. And that's super advantageous, but yeah, absolutely. Anything else? Thank you so much, guys.
All right, thank you all for coming out. I'd like to do a little shout out to our sponsors, venue sponsor, Last Chance Pub and Cider Mill. If you haven't eaten anything here, they try and locally source as many ingredients as they can. As you can see, they're rocking out, making cider right there. So the cider is made on site, it's fresh, it's delicious. And then again, big thanks to Tyler with Mazevo Coffee. He went and got us some extra coffee, so go ahead and take one to go if we still got coffee. We want to make sure we drink all those air pots. And then I was going to mention, if you've got an office with about 10 people, you could keep them all happy and all drinking Mazevo coffee all month with a 5-pound bag, which would be delivered and cost you about $35. So if you're interested in getting Mazevo coffee regularly delivered to your office, Tyler back there can facilitate that for you. Looks like next week we have Canvas Creek and Safe Harbor Capital. So make sure to invite a friend and come with some great questions next week. Thank you and have a great night. Morning, I mean.